Hey everybody, this is Kenny C here from Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. And my guest at this time is a singer-songwriter who is on the verge of releasing her upcoming EP entitled 27. Should be coming out in November. It's been almost 2 years since I last talked to her, and I'm glad to have her back. Burnett, she is joining me right now. What's going on, Allie?
Hi, Kenny. How are you?
I'm doing real good, and it's definitely been a while.
Yeah, this year especially has really flown by. It's like the older you get, the faster time flies, I swear.
I mean, I totally agree with that. It just seems like it's just been one of those years that we was just in January and now we're in October. Just 3 months.
Yeah, how did that happen?
Yeah,
Time, you know what it is that now that we're older, time is out to get us.
yeah. I
Not
mean,
our friend anymore.
clearly, time doesn't like us people. I mean, it's as a vendetta. It's like government shutdown or whatever. But that's a whole nother issue. Um, but Miss Burnett, the last time we talked, you was working on, I think it was a Kickstarter project, or at least
hmm
in the early stages. And now fast forward, because of your fans and supporters, you're about to release this new EP entitled 27. And with that said, how do you feel leading up to this upcoming project?
I'm actually really excited. The first Kickstarter that I did didn't work out so well, and so I did an Indiegogo campaign several months ago, and really got an overwhelming response. And my initial goal was just to raise 2,500, and we ended up raising over 3,000. And we had one donation from a man in Australia, and he donated 2 grand. And so that kind of put all the wheels in motion. I feel really lucky, and I think it's so awesome that people wanted to be a part of it and really wanted this record to happen. And so I'm really excited that it's happening, and I couldn't be more happy with how it's coming out. So I'm pretty stoked. I'm ready to release it. I wish it were November already.
Did I just hear that correctly? A fan all the way from Australia gave you, like, reached out to you and put like 2 grand?
Yes.
I'm
He's
hoping that's
a
American dollars.
he's yes, and he's a very amazing. He supports a lot of indie artists, and will find certain projects and any of them that he really believes in. He tries to donate as much as he can, and so that's really awesome for other artists like myself who are independent and don't have a label or any of that, and kind of rely on stuff like our Indiegogo campaigns when we run them and stuff like that. So it was really a blessing. I remember standing in my kitchen, and it was only maybe 2 weeks into the fundraiser, and that actually made us hit our goal, and we ended up going over the goal. And I just remember being in my kitchen at 2 o'clock in the morning and getting an email that said somebody just donated $2,000, and I was like, that's got to be a mistake. Like, somebody must have meant to type in 20 and put too many zeros. It can't possibly be real. And it was real, and I was like, wow. So that man is an absolute angel.
Hey, shout out to the Australian dude. I mean, it's good to get all the help that you get, but he truly stepped up. So I'm sure he got a lot in return from giving away that much money. And I'm looking forward to this record, 27. Talk about the title. What made you decide to name it 27?
It's funny because for years when I've been doing interviews and stuff, if people ask me my age, I avoid the question because I've had a lot of potential managers and industry people and all of that kind of stuff say, you look younger, you should be lying about your age. Nobody wants, in pop music, if you're not already successful, nobody wants somebody your age. Nobody, it's all about going younger now. And I finally just got tired of it. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to make this record exactly what I want to make it. And it's going to be just about where I am in my life right now and exactly what I'm going through and how I feel. And it'll be very in the moment. So I just decided, you know what, I'm 27. So that's where I am right now. And that's where my record should be. So that's kind of why I went with that title decision. It's just really simple, but it kind of means a lot to me. So
Hey, 27 is a good age. I mean, I don't know. If anyone has a problem with a certified redhead who's a singer or songwriter, established, gotten her songs featured on well-known TV shows, I mean, you have quite the resume for, someone that's unsigned and you still making a name for yourself. I mean, you're doing big things, Miss Burnett. And
Well,
again,
thank you.
the name of the record is called 27. It will be available on November the 5th. It's about a month from
Yes.
now. So, what were some influences that you had that when you put together this project? What do you consider influences on this record? Any genre of music or any artist stood out that kind of led to being influential on this record?
No, surprisingly, this record was really just about doing what I've wanted to do for years, which was make rock music and make music that's still pop and rock, but a little bit more on the countryside. I really tried on this record. We have banjo and we have mandolin, and one of the songs was produced in Nashville, and, two of them were co-written with a Nashville writer, Kieran McMullen. And, for me, it was, the most influential thing for me was just doing what I wanted to do and having this record be what I wanted it to be and really be, to me, it was kind of like stepping outside of the box. There's still that pop sensibility there that I've had, for as long as I've been making music, but it's also now, got a little bit of country and a little more rock. And so I'm really excited for it. I really got to do what I wanted there. And I don't know, I'm really excited for everybody to hear it more than anything.
So, of all the songs that's on this record, is there, in addition, for the Kickstarter that you did, would that money also be including for a music video for one of these records?
I'm actually really excited because my friend Chase Lauer up in Nashville, he's really great. He's done a lot of work with this rapper that I've worked with named Kyle Lucas, who's probably the best up-and-coming rapper right now. He's really brilliant. He's on tour with Johnny Craig. He introduced me to Chase, and Chase is going to be doing my video for me, which, I didn't initially raise enough in the Indiegogo to be able to fund a music video as well. And so we're just kind of doing it, indie budget style. Well, no budget style, really. So it's it's going to be really interesting. It's for my song Draw the Line, which is the one really standout track on the record because it's like blues rock. Like it is completely unlike anything I've ever done before, in the sense that, on my last record, So Close, So Far, I had track number 3 called Love War, which is, that's more rock, but it's still really poppy. This song isn't poppy at all. It's just like bluesy rock. And it was just one of those songs that was really written in the moment when I was going through a tough time with somebody, and it was just angry, and I just wanted to write an angry song. And so I'm really excited. I'm actually shooting the music video this week and up in Nashville, and it's going to be really dark, and I'm very excited for it.
Just the sound of that, I'm looking forward to that as well. And you recently released a teaser that's giving away a couple snippets, sneak peeks to a couple of songs. How many songs are this? Is it going to be like 6, 7 songs on the EP?
It's 5 songs on the CP, and it's. I would have loved to have 6 or 7, but unfortunately we just didn't have time. So it's 5, but it's 5 very different tracks. I wasn't so worried on this record about genres. I mean, I think for a while after I started getting my music on TV, it was very like, I felt this intense pressure to keep writing stuff that could get placements. And then my writing became more about, what would fit something else than what really fit me. And so I didn't worry about that at all on this record. I was like, you know what? I'm going to if every song on the record sounds like it should be on a different record, that doesn't matter. Like, I'm not signed to a label. I have no reason to be confined to one genre. I'm just going to, swing at all the areas I want to do. And I did. So I'm pretty excited about it.
You know, the good thing about the fact that you're doing this record is that even though you're not signed to an indie label or a major label, what I get from it is you get a freedom to do whatever you want to do, to have your sound the way it should be. Because you know, if you were to be to a label, they're gonna look at it and say, I think we should sound a little bit more what's on the radio. They want to have control of people's music, and I don't think that's right. I think that it's the artist's right to put the music the way that they should be, and the least that the record labels can do is just trust the artist that they know what they're doing, and just let nature take its course.
I agree with you, and unfortunately, the music industry at this point, when you're listening to most of the stuff that's on Top 40 radio, most of the stuff that's on Top 40 radio is on Top 40 radio because a label paid those radio stations to put it in rotation. And, you know, it's not like they're just, you know, Clear Channel is just giving indie artists a chance. And it's become this thing where if you really listen to everything that's a hit right now, you'll notice they all kind of sound the same. And so labels take away your creativity, and they take away, you know, unless you're Lady Gaga and you're making bajillions of dollars, you know, they don't care. And, you know, they just want you to be whatever is hot right now, and whatever is on the radio right now, you have to fit into that. And, you know, I just got tired of trying to fit in with something that I'm not really a part of. So with this record, I said, you know what, forget it. Like, I just completely want to make whatever I want to make, and it doesn't matter to me if it sounds, you know, if every song is so weirdly completely different. But it ended up coming together really nicely in the end and giving a kind of a nice balance to this record. So it all ended up working out.
Hey, you are a true example of the underdog. You know, everybody's rooting for you. It's good to see someone that's stay true to yourself and know a good song when you hear it. And I've been playing your music from your previous records, and I always get into it. I'm always into the record. It's good to hear. It's refreshing. It's appealing, and you know, as for the quote unquote radio stations, you know, it's their loss. I mean.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I mean, it's, you know, I think a lot of people fail to realize these days that most of those people that are on the radio aren't really artists, you know, and to me, it's about being an artist. And as long as, you know, I'm paying for it or I'm doing Indiegogos to pay for it, you know, there are people out there who know my sound and love my sound enough to want me to make a new record, to donate for me to make this new record. And so for me, the best thing that I could give every backer that I have is, you know, making a record that is really just completely true and honest to who I am. And it's the first time that, you know, all my music's always been real, but, you know, there was such a pressure there, like I said, to keep creating things that, you know, might take my career that next step further. And I was always worried about, you know, when is the next step going to come? And it's just like, you know what? I want to be happy. And being happier is, you know, being happy is more important to me than being signed to a label who's going to take away most of my, you know, artistic integrity and my creativity. And I don't want that. I just want to make music that, you know, that I love. And I think when you're making the music that you really love, then other people can feel that, you know what I mean? And they like it more because they know that it's something that's honest and real.
Absolutely. That's exactly what we need more in music these days. And it's good to see that you, Allie, and plenty of artists out there that's just doing what they do. And just there's a lot riding on artists, especially unsigned, independent. But I'm happy that this record is about a month away from being released, and that the fans that've been working hard promoting this Kickstarter project, and now they're finally about to get their money's worth. The last time I interviewed you, you know, like I pointed out before we got on, it was about 2 years ago, and I think I interviewed you before the So Close So Far record, and girl, you don't, good things is happening to you. Obviously, your Twitter is verified. I noticed that. I mean, girl, you done moved on up. I mean, and
I don't even know how that one happened, but I got on Twitter one day and I had a little blue check mark by my name, and I was like, I don't know how that happened, but I'm not going to complain.
wow, they didn't even give you a heads up or anything. I mean,
No, it just happened, and I was like, what? My Twitter's verified. This is so cool.
well, at Allie Burnett is the Twitter avatar, and the blue check is legit. People do not imposters back off. That's all I got to say.
Yes. Well, it was really weird because I got to the point where there were people who were making fake Facebook profiles, like taking my pictures, and like I remember very clearly there was a girl who lived in like Michigan or something, and she was like a waitress. Like she had my picture, and she stole my name and made a Facebook, but kept her occupation as like a waitress in like Michigan. And I was like, what? Like, no. Like, I think it's very weird when you get to the point where people are like, that's so weird to me. I don't understand that whole pretending to be somebody else making fake profiles thing.
I'm just gonna say it's just a case of low self-esteem. They look in the mirror, they be like, "Oh man," and then they look at Allie Burnett, they be like, "Damn, I want to look just like that." I mean, it's just low self-esteem. That's how I take from it.
Everybody's got to just be themselves. Everybody should just learn to be happy being themselves, and it's it's all about just finding out who you are and finding your own happiness. And you don't have to pretend to be anybody else. You're good as just who you are. I wish more people would learn that.
I mean, hell, I wish I could be like Denzel Washington, but I know there's no way in hell that's happening. But I guess I am comfortable within myself, and I can deal with that. You know,
yeah, why would you want to be Denzel when you're awesome as you are? So you're Kenny, so that's better.
Well, I mean, ladies love Denzel. I guess that's kind of why, but I don't know. I'm okay being me, but if I had some assets of a Denzel, like, yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. I'm just saying.
You wouldn't complain, right?
Yeah, I would not complain. I mean, just at least give me one girl. I'm not asking for 500 girls. Just one. Just one. That's all I need.
I just need one nice one. That's all.
Yes.
I swear.
Absolutely. Are you going to have any like upcoming shows or concerts or events leading up to this record?
Now, I don't usually play shows. Because I'm solo, and it's always been kind of difficult. But I am actually trying to get it in the works now where I'm playing shows. And, they'll start out mostly around me, Tennessee, Georgia. I don't want to say that I have some coming up in November because they're not 100% confirmed yet. But I may be playing some shows in November. But as soon as I get anything booked, it'll immediately be on my Facebook page, so that, anybody who wants to come out can come out, and we can hang out and chit-chat, and you can see me play some of my new songs.
There you go. So, again, follow Allie at Allie Burnett on Twitter. The name of the EP is called 27's, coming out November the 5th. And one more thing. I gotta tell you something before we end this interview. And I've mentioned this to you in the past. On Twitter, every time I watch the Wendy's commercial with the redhead, I completely think of you. I think of Allie Burnett. I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at these commercials, this redhead. I'm like, she looks awfully familiar. I mean, she looks like someone I interviewed. Does anyone ever tell you? I know I mentioned this to you, but does anyone tell you look like that redhead lady from Wendy's commercials?
I've gotten that a couple of times. I get some. That's like probably the closest one. So I get that one. I get the redheaded girl from the Wendy's commercial. I get Haley Williams, which I don't really see, and then I get the one that I really don't see that I've been getting a lot lately is Jennifer Love Hewitt, which makes no sense because I look nothing like Jennifer Love Hewitt. But people like keep saying that, and I'm like, I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense. Like.
Jennifer
all
Love
crazy.
Hewitt.
Thank you. It's a huge compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't see what you see.
Yeah, I mean, Jennifer, I mean, I don't see that comparison.
No,
maybe
I
it's,
don't either.
maybe it's the lack in the red hair, but I don't know.
I don't see it either.
Well, Ellie, it was
It's
great
very
chatting.
true.
It was great chatting with you again, and I wish it would have been 2 year, less than 2 years, but better late than never. And I'm glad to have you back. Congrats on the Kickstarter project, and congrats on the upcoming EP. And I look forward to it. It's going to be available on iTunes, and it's going to be available in other areas as well.
iTunes, Spotify, pretty much all the online music retailers, as well as I'll have a few physical copies available through my website, which is allyburnett.com. So, and make sure to email me your address so that I can send you a copy and some posters and stickers and stuff when they're ready.
Oh, and you got to get that T-shirt. Who the
I know,
F
I
is
really do,
Allie
don't I?
Burnett? Yeah, yeah, that T-shirt. Who the F is Allie Burnett? I mean, yeah, that's definitely a must buy. I'm just.
I feel like it's fitting. I like sticking those stickers everywhere. I mean, I don't like sticking them anywhere because that's not vandalism. So,
yeah, well.
Fairies stick them somewhere. That's not me. It's not me doing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Allie, it was great chatting with you, and thank you for your time. Best of success, and I love to play some of those songs on the album, either before or at least after. That would be cool. But again, thank you for your time.
I will make sure to send you the masters as soon as I get them so you can play them on your show.
Absolutely. And again, allyburnett.com, Allie Burnett on Twitter, the EP 27, November 5th. Go get it online, iTunes, all the other websites she mentioned. For Allie, I'm Kenny. That will conclude the interview. And again, November 5th. Circle that on your calendar. 27, EP, Allie Burnett is coming. Thank you, everyone, for listening.